Over the last couple of years, the game has gone wide with its update frequency, pushing many people away. New additions with new stats were added, and as soon as we figured them out, another addition was introduced. This happened without fixing the bugs or glitches that hinder our enjoyment of the game. We started having 2 updates a month, each with 2 or 3 new features to spend on. Unfortunately, these updates brought heavier gameplay and lag. In the last 3 or 4 updates, less than 2 months, we got equipment, garden, royal badge, god's equipment, god's weapons, god's gallery, clonings, airship modification, and more. In just 1 month, 3 updates, we saw a flood of new content. This sparked a conversation among key players, initiated by Bird, Tim, AM, Queen, and Tan, who agreed that it was time for a change. They realized that more key players are needed to be involved, so they reached out to Lord B, JJ, Lord Jeager, ST1, Zach, Badman, Jessica, and many other key players for a united front. The group, started by AM, soon had the top 10 and strongest players in the game. When everyone agreed to cut spending to 0, the word spread quickly, and within days, the group had over 400 players, each representing their own kingdom. A list of over 300 kingdoms came together and presented their issues together. The impact was significant, and the response was swift. The developers immediately acknowledged the need for a change. An interview invite was sent to Kingdom 385, Tim, Tan, and Queen. But they refused to take the interview alone. They insisted it was about the entire game and called for a group interview. The developers asked for additional participants, and Lord Bay, Lord Jeager, Lady Jessica, and Zach were selected based on their game experience and representation of major kingdoms. The interview was scheduled. Before the interview even took place, significant changes had already started. Garden prices were dropped by 50%, and players who bought before got extra materials based on their purchase. An issue with the new airship feature was raised by Badman, was addressed to the developers, and every player received enough materials to unlock their 3 ships for free without waiting. A big assurance letter with a good amount of diamonds worth $100 was sent to every player as well. AM started communicating with key people, including Sharkbite from Kingdom 534 for his game company experience, and Lokke, who had helped to set up a file for the interview. Meanwhile, those assigned to the interview were discussing and coming up with ideas and solutions based on the feedback represented by the people in the Fixing It group. Tim translated the interview and argued, while TC Tan, Queen, Jessica, Lord Bay, and Jeager participated. The interview was very positive. They discussed update frequency, which will be reduced, prices, which will be reduced by 30% for the next airship parts update and onwards, gods and glitches, the rewards section, which Jessica handled amazingly. Queen also represented a very good and positive idea to help small players develop alongside their fellow spenders, which was also discussed in the interview. Our demands were simple: less frequent updates, lower cost, fixing bugs, better rewards, more events that allow small players to take part, more ways to give away or request materials, improve battle mechanism, and many other points in between. The developers came to the interview ready for a change and welcoming it with open arms. Kudos to them for handling everything professionally and quickly. Less than a day later, a file was sent in Chinese to the interview participant, which was later translated and sent as a system message to all players, explaining the changes, adjustment, and fixes with a timeline. The movement achieved its goals, and we placed our faith and trust in the developers who did not disappoint at all. Congratulations to everyone involved in this movement and to those who helped in any way possible. A special thank you to Tim, Tan, Queen, Lord B, Lady Jessica, Lord Jeager, Luke, JJ, Ravens, and everyone else in the Fixing It group. Congratulations, we indeed fixed it. And thank you to the developers and studio for handling the players' demands and requests so professionally. The bridge between players and developers have been restored, and this success will extend the stay of many players who were planning to leave and bring back many who have already left the game. The strike is over, and we did it. Before the update and when you log into the game, you almost get 4 to 5 pop-up advertisements, either for events or packages, which used to cause a problem, especially if you were in the middle of a fight and had to reset your game and get back quickly to the battlefield. After the update, logging into the game and switching castles became smoother compared to the last few months, and the pop-up advertisements got pretty much removed. Now you can log into the game and start immediately without these pop-up icons. In the last few months, we as players have been struggling with a huge lag once we start a mega rally and start speeding our players. It used to cause a massive crash into the game. Checking our own troops during the rally or when they are in the KVK building has become a struggle after the latest increases in the rally capacity. When you scroll down the rally page, it used to get refreshed automatically and take you back to the top. Then you have to scroll down all over again. When someone refills the building or joins the rally, it will also refresh and takes you back to the top. Then you will have to scroll down again and go through all the lag again. Scrolling down was not smooth at all. Now and after the update, speeding your own players became much smoother. Scrolling down and checking the troops and the players became also smoother. No more random refreshes that takes you up. If someone joins the Mega, it won't refresh either. However, we have yet to test these features while filling the KVK buildings on Saturday. Almost all of the events, rewards and stores got updated in the last 2 updates. Here are some of the events that got updated. Red God's Ride, Tormentor's Ride, KVK rewards and packages, the Underworld Gate, the Wolf or the Beast of the Kingdom, a new wood, honor chest, and more. The new world's rewards got updated. The gathering rewards have been updated to a newer curiosity materials and airship gears. Most importantly, the ranking rewards also got updated. Now we have the newest Duke badges and the newest curiosity scrolls and materials. The Insignia badge also got updated and was increased by nearly 30%. The amount of training and construction speed-ups got increased. The amount of curiosity materials got also increased. The recruitment banners and resources. The airship gears as well. On top of that, now we have Duke badges inside of the Insignia badge as well, and the amount of badges there is huge. The VIP level, chest, and package also got updated. The VIP level has been increased to a max of 15. Each level has its own package, and those packages have been updated to fit the new game's style. Some of them have God's equipment materials, while others have materials related to the Tormenta, research and university, and other things as well. The VIP free chest also got updated to have materials related to Tormentor and God's equipment, available daily for free. The Hourglass speed up used to be a useless addition to the game, however, they were also adjusted after the update. Now the Hourglass will reduce the total speed ups needed by 5%. Another thing that has been updated is the amount you need to unlock your alliance stores in the Dragon Invasion event, which are used to upgrade your Tormenta. While the quantity of the materials you can buy remain the same, the amount of hits or attacks you need to unlock the stores have been reduced by almost 67%. The goods exchange was finally updated. This section of the game hasn't been updated for years. The new goods exchange contained the following sections: building, which has badges and construction speeds; research with research speeds and scholar scrolls; develop, which basically contain a good amount of different kind of materials related to the main 6 updates: Gods and Tormentor, which has elixirs for Tormentor's level increase, Guard equipment, where you can request for blue guard equipment materials, resources exchange also got changed by increasing the amount of resources you can trade at once, which can go up to 120 millions a cart. The Hero Store and Bounties section have been updated by adding the Marquise badges into the bounties, though it's a very small amount, and allowing us to finally be able to sell Marquise badges in the Hero Store. The gender feature has been added. Now you can go to your profile and change your gender to a male, female, or hide it. As of now, this feature only adds a small gender icon next to your name while you are chatting in the game chat. In my personal opinion, this is just a start to a change in language and ways to address players. For example, the title King might change based on the holder's gender to a queen. One of the most important topics at the moment is the topic of gods, their drop rate, their discount, and their frequency. During the interview, Tim was handling the translation smoothly, ensuring clear communication, but when Tim had to step away, the topic of gods came up. We were told that gods would be 40% off. TC Tan, who was still in the interview, double-checked this information, asking twice, "Are gods going to be 40% off?" The answer we received was yes, both times, and everyone present heard it clearly. And as transparency is key in this movement, we shared the news with everyone immediately. However, the VIB later clarified that there was a misunderstanding. They were referring to a 40% discount on Garden, which we all know is a 50%, not gods, due to a translation error. Anyhow, gods were updated either way. By removing A purple gods and older S gods, and enhancing the chance of obtaining shards and adding the flakes to the pool. The total cost for gods dropped. Generally speaking, if you do 30,000 some badges, you will probably end up with around 450 to 500 shards, which can almost max one of your god's constellations completely. However, God's update is not perfect yet, and it still needs a lot of changes. The developers in their system message asked for a feedback and suggestions to enhance the God's experience. From my perspective, here is what needs to be addressed when it comes to gods. The master recruitment is the non-spender's way of getting the gods, not some badges, and at the moment master recruitment is useless. The chance of obtaining the newest gods in there is near zero, even if you use around 60,000 recruitment banners. So, enhance the chances of obtaining the newest gods in master recruitment. Add a bar similar to the Some Badges bar, where if you do a certain amount of spins, you should be able to obtain the newest gods in master recruitment. Secondly, and instead of dropping gods in a sub-update, they should have their own update. God need to be treated same as airship parts, curiosity or equipment, and change the game rotation from 6 updates to 7. Gods cost the same amount to max as the other main updates. Having them in the middle of 2 major updates makes it 3 updates in 1 month. A very important topic was discussed with the developers in the meeting, which is the idea of the cash back to the Alliance members. Simply, it would be helpful if the spender in the Alliance contributed to his or her Alliance members. That way, the members going to grow, even if slightly, as the spender also grows. And this won't harm the business, as it will motivate many spenders to spend even more, knowing that their team are growing alongside them. The developers received the idea and are working on it. However, they say it's a new concept and might take some time to work the designing and what should be there in it. Ideally, it should have honored chest pass, which we told the developers about it during the meeting, or a certain amount of diamonds, but we have yet to see. However, feel free to send your suggestions regarding that and what should be included to the customer service. Finally, but most importantly, the update frequency have been reduced. Some people misunderstood the meaning of this message. The main 6 updates, meaning airship parts, gemstones, coat of arms, curiosity, equipment, and god weapons, going to happen monthly, as they always been. And they all are going to have 30% off from now on. However, the new additions, such as what happened when Garden and God Equipment, God's Gallery, and other costly things got added to the game, that's going to slow down. There is no clear timeline for this. It will take time to see what happens. But since the developers mentioned it and sent it to everyone, it means it's going to be indeed reduced. In today's update, the new R16 airship parts got released. The price for upgrading the new R16 parts has dropped by 30%, while the cost of the scrolls to unlock these parts remain the same. The materials required to actually upgrade them have increased by 30% inside the packages. To give you a clear comparison, here is how the pricing breaks down. It used to cost around $1,650 to max out one airship part. So if you wanted to max out all the parts completely, which are 8, you were looking at a total of $13,200, or around $14,000 if you included the scrolls. Now and after the update, it cost about $1,250 $150 to max out one airship part, which is $400 less. The total cost to max out all the airship parts is now approximately $10,000, or around $10,800 with the scrolls included. Some people might argue that this discount was only beneficial for people who buy the packages themselves. However, the 30% increase in packages has led to a 30% increase in the stores and free channels in which you can obtain the materials related to the airship parts. Those also increased by 30%.